Hello and welcome to the conclusion of the Cosmic Open 2022 from Stafford Woods in Voorhees, New Jersey. This tournament is presented by Maple Hill Disc Golf, and the coverage is brought to you in part by our Patreon family. You can support us for those $2 a month and enjoy lots of other benefits. I'm Dave Oster, here with Dave Gralnick, part of two Dave's commentary. Dave, how's it going?
Doing real well, thank you. Happy to be here. Appreciate you having me. Just want to point out this is the Cosmic Open. This is the second year that we've done the Cosmic Open. This is a B-tier tournament. Looking to grow this into an A-tier tournament over time. Last year's winner was Jason Tiligatis, and here we go for the second round, back nine.
Yeah, great tournament. Very competitive golf. Of course, one of the best courses, if not, I believe this is the number one rated course in the state. Players come from far away to come to this course, so definitely excited to see this tournament grow. I'm sure we'll be back next year covering as well. But we're going to jump into it. Hole 10, like we mentioned, is a straight shot, one of, if not the shortest hole on the course. Pretty much a tunnel shot because of the trees you have to miss off of the tee, and it is short but not easy, as we see three guys to start are not getting straight down there. Zach needs to miss that right side, and perfect. That's what you want. A little bit of movement, but you really have to be careful going either left or right, because as you can see, there's trees all along. Mike Moser only a couple feet off the tee, but looks like he's got a pretty good second shot to save the par.
Thank you.
Just makes it look so easy.
Oh, from a knee, low ceiling. Obviously not his typical putt. He's not even sure how it went in, but it is a birdie in the books.
Tough break for Lucas there.
And they say in other sports it's a game of inches, but it really has been today for Lucas. Not playing a bad round at all, but we saw a couple of those OB strokes, and at least this putt, just a few inches different, and his round would be quite a bit closer to Chris's. Still, obviously, a long way to go, but at this point, 5 strokes back. As we move over to the longest hole in the woods, at least on this course, the only par 5, 775 feet. Tee shots are trying to get at least to this corner, probably skipping and getting up and around if they can. Second shots, backhand turnover, maybe a forehand, trying to get to this ditch here, over it, of course, if you can. And then third shots, pitching up to the basket. Now, I make that sound very easy, but it is not easy at all, because as soon as you get off of the main fairway, that plan goes out the window. So this hole, probably more than most on this course, can show you some pretty high numbers. But if you stay on the fairway, it is an under 800-foot par 5. So we'll see how these players are able to tackle it.
That's all you need to do here. Just get it up the tube. Give yourself a clean second shot.
Zach and Chris getting around the corner, but fading out. They're going to be left side. Not a horrible place to be. It is a little bit open over there. Want to be right in the fairway, but that should be just fine for the two of them.
Yep.
And Lucas looks like he went a little straight, but kicked back towards the middle of the fairway. If he's not right behind that tree, he should have a clean second shot. And Mike also looking like he went a little straight.
Oh, tapped right.
And maybe kicked a little bit. We'll see exactly where he ended up. Zach actually a bit further in the woods than it looked like from his first shot, but beautiful second shot getting out and all the way almost up to that little ditch that you want to get to. Mike going roller. Maybe got a little bit too much air on it. Rolls to the left side, but decent distance. If he's got a gap, he'll be able to get out of there. And that didn't look like an easy shot, did it? Decent distance, though. So, again, all these guys are doing pretty well. And Lucas, same thing. All these guys, they got decent distance, almost up to the landing zone for their second shot, but just not clean. So their third shots might be a bit more difficult. Mike going roller again, gets most of the way up there. He'll probably have a long bid, maybe more of an upshot for his par. Zach throwing a beautiful flex shot. Forehand past the basket in 3. That's not easy to do. Lucas looking to do a similar thing, turns it over a bit more, but does get through the woods cleanly. I believe he's pin high left side. Chris with the best look at it, just skips past that tree, and he will be parked. I believe that is for his birdie.
Correct. Some beautiful, beautiful course management there. Finding a nice line inside that tree.
And another inch low. You can see the frustration on Lucas, knowing that just like we said earlier, a couple inches, it would have been that much closer to pushing for the lead. And Zach also just another inch off left side low chains, just barely dances out.
Nice birdie by Chris there.
So extending his lead by one more stroke. 3 pars for the rest of you guys. Honestly, not bad scores. Par on this hole. You're probably not losing much to the field. This coming in at just barely under par for the field. So on the harder half of the holes. But a lot of the harder holes are coming up. So hole 12, Dave, what do we got?
Straight up the hill. Got to turn it to the left. Nice little skip or just a easy hyzer up shot. Easy hyzer up the hill. Should get you parked up top. Got to keep it clean up the middle here.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to thank you and Cosmic again for sponsoring the tournament and our drone coverage.
My pleasure. That's a nice clean look from Zach.
Little kick off that tree, but should still have no problem with that birdie putt. To me, this is one of the more fun holes on the course because it's kind of the same type of hole no matter what skill level you are. It's uphill, but it's only 243 feet. Pretty much anybody can reach it. And the backhand high hyzer is kind of a natural shot. It's one of the first ones you kind of learn when you're starting to play. And after playing for as long as Mike Moser has, I would expect him to be that dialed in. That was a beautiful shot.
Yeah. First time I ever played disc golf was at Stafford Woods. And the first time I ever had a real clean look at birdie was right here on hole 12, where I made it up to that second step. And that's when I was hooked.
Doesn't take much. I think a lot of us have probably a similar story, very few times playing, and we're still doing it. So Zach, after not ideal start, we'll call it, is pushing back for second place, only a couple strokes behind Lucas. And Villa with the only par out of the 3 on this card, everything's kind of starting to level out again as we move over to hole 13.
Yep. We went up the hill on 12. We're coming down the hill on 13. We went up and to the left. Now we're going down to the right. A tricky little tunnel shot down here, but if you can keep it matching the slope down the hill like Zach does here, have a nice little tail end right to the green.
Yep, and that should work right in the circle. Very yin and yang style holes with 12 and 13. They're very complementary to each other. Just missing that left side. It was probably going to be a good line. The forehand, you do kind of have to push it left so it doesn't fade out past the basket to the right. We saw Lucas just a little bit too far. The backhand turnover really does, in my opinion, play better. The downhill helps the disc keep going to the right. And a little tree kick will also help your disc go to the right as well, as we see Chris right there. Lucas almost ringing it up from probably 100 feet. That was half the distance of the hole. It would have been pretty good. He's right there for the birdie now. Oh, and off the band for Zach. Not able to take advantage of his good tee shot.
Yeah, most pros look for birdie, birdie, birdie on 12, 13, and 14. Little turkey alley here.
Yeah, if us amateurs are calling these holes fun to play, you have to think the pros are really wanting to birdie them. So 2 birdies and 2 pars as we move over to the 14th hole of Stafford Woods.
Yeah, this one kind of back up the hill, up to the left and back to the right, a little flex shot. This blue basket has made a big difference in scores.
Yeah, it makes it a very tricky kind of angle. The short pin was just a straight hyzer shot, very similar to hole 12 with less incline. But with the blue basket being kind of the hyzer line and then a right-hand turn, that's about as good as you can do. Pushing the hyzer any wider, you're not in the fairway. But then you could also throw a forehand flex line kind of shape, but that's, of course, a difficult shot to accomplish. So you're right that the blue pin, although under 300 feet, certainly makes it a difficult hole. You see that forehand flex line with Lucas. Doesn't quite flex back in time, but he's probably circle 2's edge, might have a look at it. Out of position, honestly not a bad second shot for Zach. Getting himself back into par look.
Why are you missing that?
And Lucas, wide right.
Thank you.
Great putt for Moser, jogs it in. He is now ahead of Zach, pushing for that second place position.
Chris just making it look easy again.
That's what he does. And Zach to save his par. A little high on the last hole. Probably overcorrected. And Lucas to save his par from somewhere distance. Able to hit it in the middle. So, unfortunate bogey for Zach. 2 pars, and Chris with the birdie. How's hole 15 looking?
Hole 15, another tunnel shot from the long tee. Just got to get through there and out to the fairway. Second shot should give you taste of that gap up, bringing down the hill into the trees. And it's really important to hit this tunnel shot to get out of that gap to start.
Yeah, and to another one of the signature greens on the course. Beautiful red mulch built up into the hillside, leveled out flat green. The guys who take care of this course just do such a beautiful job. The Woodpecker group.
Yeah.
There's a reason not only for the design of this course, but the quality of the upkeep that this course is #1 rated in New Jersey.
Yep. And currently number 33 in the world.
Is that right? I didn't know
Yes.
that. That's pretty good. We've seen the Pro Tour come here. Love to see them come back. But definitely a gem for the players around here to be able to play it all the time. Have tournaments run here like yourself. And this long tee does make this pretty much wide open hole a little bit more difficult. The gap is pretty big, but it is still a gap you have to hit. It's probably 75 feet from the tee to the edge of the gap. We saw Mike catch the right side tree. Zach's hat fell off, which must mean it's a good throw.
Great drive.
And it was.
There's something to that. Hats off.
Yeah, hats off to him. Lucas actually overturned his drive. I believe he's in 16's fairway, which is not out of bounds. So he threw it a mile, but not in the right direction.
I'm feeling Mike would go roller here. It's a popular play when you're far back and really control the angle into the woods there, but got unlucky with the log and still will have a decent angle to the green.
Yeah, if he just missed that tree, that still had some momentum, plus it starts to go downhill there. That might have been something special. Chris flexing one out, having it hook up. Ooh, catches something. Oh, but rolls right down to the green. Not only good, but lucky. It's a tough combination to beat.
Here goes the hat again.
High. Through the trees, Hyzer. And looked like it stopped maybe 30 or 40 feet short up the hill. Tough to crash through. You're really looking for some luck there. There's not a gap real high, but it's so far that with the hill, you're hoping to fall down and roll towards the basket. Similar to what Chris did. Mike giving that a bit of a bid. And kind of a safe run because the wall behind with that turnover line looked like it stopped right next to the basket. Lucas. You hear him call it out of his hand too high. That was for his birdie, I believe. So now he'll have a maybe longer comebacker. Catches the limb, just pushes it down below the cage. See, Zach. Oh, he was actually closer than I thought. Still a great putt down the hill. Able to get the birdie.
Yeah, anytime you make a three from the longs here, that's something special. And Chris is lined up for a three also. Amazing. Not an easy birdie hole.
Not at all. I believe this is the longest hole of the open holes. So certainly need the distance. Definitely on the first shot. Second shot plus the accuracy to get all the way down. And the sloping away actually makes it difficult to get it close to the green. But we saw two of those guys do it.
All right, hole 16, we go from the long tee again. I've got OB right and left. Got to be careful here and keep it in the fairway. It's the only mistake you can make is to go OB off the fairway. On a windless day, it should be a lot easier to hit.
Yeah, and we mentioned that Lucas came over to this hole on his drive from 15, but wasn't out of bounds. These stakes do, like you mentioned, dictate out of bounds on both sides. So being wide open, similar to, I believe, hole 5, feels like it's just a green light go, but you do have to throw a placement shot to not skip out of bounds. Good shot by these guys. Mike going a little close at left side, skipping up short. We'll see if Lucas goes short or decides to go for it, knowing he is a few strokes back. And looks like he's going for it. Gets something to flip up. And monster drive. That may be a long eagle bid for him. And Dave, I'm not sure if you've seen some of the coverage of the other rounds we filmed from him, but there was a hole in Pennsylvania, Muddy Run Disc Golf, where he threw a shot 750 feet.
Wow.
And that's not an exaggeration. It was downhill, severely downhill, but the basket was 755 feet from the tee, and he was just about pin high right. So, not surprised that he got an eagle bid from this. And here it is.
That is just crushed.
Oh, that close. He was actually able to get the eagle on first round. We weren't there to cover it, unfortunately, but just being able to have a putt at it, very amazing. Ooh, just staying in.
And that'll pull Zach just ahead of Moser here.
Good. Still taking his time. Doesn't want to go from an eagle bid to a par. Making sure he gets that birdie. '16 was playing as the second easiest hole on the course behind hole 12. Actually tied for the second easiest, but one was a 3, one was a par 4. Both almost a half a stroke under par. So eagle bids, 3 birdies. Not surprising. Awesome hole, hanging basket, another one of the signature greens as we go over to a very difficult par 4.
And another great redesigned hole with the blue basket, probably about 80 or 85 feet past the old silver basket. Changing this hole tremendously and, in my estimation, making it a much better competitive hole.
And 648 feet through the woods is no joke. Pretty tight gap off the tee, and it's not close to the tee. Maybe, again, 75, closer to 90 or 100 feet off the tee is this gap that these guys are aiming for. Chris maybe trying for a left side skinnier gap. Either way, doesn't get through it, which will make the birdie. Takes it pretty much out of play and still makes the par hard to get up and down. And Zach getting through the main gap, but hitting maybe the next tree on the right side. So very similar result. Lucas going forehand. Oh, and that flips. You start to come back, and it does.
That's just a great play right there.
Forehand and backhand power. And Lucas, the only one to really get too much progress down the fairway. Villa going local route through the woods. Beautiful shot all the way up almost to the short pin. That will put him easily back into position for the par.
Chris Villa from a standstill, so controlled and generates so much power. Keeps his lines. He's just a master from the standstill.
Oh, good second kick for Zach. That got a redirection and was looking like very far right. Still got some decent distance.
Moser with the roller here.
Yeah, just caught that tree by the short pin. Otherwise, that was looking like it was going pretty close to the basket. Lucas with just a chip forehand up from his drive.
He's looking to take some strokes back.
Good up from Mike. He is so good from that distance. Just that little flex putter shot within 200 feet. I'm not sure I've ever seen him miss one. Good up from Zach as well. He is looking like he's going to be able to save his par, I believe. Long for Chris, should still be able to clean that up. There we go. And I'm sure as you could see, hole 17 playing a little bit more difficult than 16, going from the second to easiest to the hardest hole on the course. 17 playing at 0.39 strokes above par. So par here, probably gaining strokes on the field. Birdie for sure. So great hole by Lucas. And I believe the rest of these guys are all getting pars as well.
Not an easy birdie hole.
So after that, we'll be moving over to the final hole of this tournament, hole 18, another difficult hole, par 3, 367 feet. The drone is flying around the bend to the right. A lot of players will throw high into the left to make it more of a straight shot. Need to bend it a little bit to the right, get through these last couple guardian trees. A difficult hole. I'll tell you that we have not seen a birdie in any other coverage beforehand, so hopefully changing that now. And good line from Lucas. I don't know if it hit something or just faded out early, but that forehand flex can also work through that high gap. Catching something high, kicking down. Zach also lining up that forehand. A little bit lower, a little bit more turned over. Probably stuck on that left side. Didn't look like that was going to have enough time to come back. Mike with the beautiful flip up. Fights through, almost up to, you can see the circle one feather flag there. So Mike with the best drive and still not clean look at it. So we'll see what these guys got. Ooh, little annoying stump. Lucas got to go up and over, but has a maybe circle two look at it. Yeah, just catching the leaves right at the last second. Mike with the best look at it, going under. And almost finishing with a highlight birdie. Rolls away. That's going to be a little bit of an annoying finish for him. There's Lucas stepping in the par, finishing in second place. Great tournament for him. Pushing 6 strokes under par. Both rounds. Mike Moser for both rounds, I believe. Zach had a great first round, hot round. Had some trouble to start. Fought back. Honestly, played pretty good golf most of the second round, but just really put himself in a hole. Came back for third place. And there we see Chris Villa, your 2022 Cosmic Open winner. Congratulations to him. We'll take a look at our leaderboard. Chris, 8 strokes clean, 1042 rated. Lucas also shooting 1,000 rated golf. Zach held on to that third place. Mike in fourth. All these guys shooting out great. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to Dave Gralnick. Dave, what do we want to do if we want to go find out more about Cosmic?
Go over to cosmicdg.com and check us out at the store and see what we have going on.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for watching, and we'll be back with more tournament coverage soon.
Thank you very much, Dave. Appreciate you having me.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe, like this video, and we'll see you in the next hole.